welcome back to the channel. So today it's all about practicing color blending, and this is a fun way to do, all about painting different shapes of leaves and sort of just relax, not worrying about the outcome too much, but have fun with the color bleeds and while painting leaves. So let's get started. So for the supplies I'm using, I will have the details down in the description. So if you want to know what sort of supplies I'm using, please check it out. So to begin with, let's just pick a green color. Yeah, I suppose sap green is always, like a nice standard green color to go to when it comes to leaf painting. So yeah, let's just be kind of brave and confident, put down like a leaf shape, and then to kind of have a bit of variation, we could just paint half a leaf, and then we can kind of wash off the color a bit, but pick up another green and paint the other half. Let's make it stronger, sort of next to it. So naturally you're sort of blending another color, giving it a bit of variation. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Or what you can do is just paint a leaf shape first. So just lay down water and just use a shape. And then now you pick up your color, just let it, oh, isn't that so therapeutic? So the beauty, yeah, and then kind of give it, and then slowly giving a shape. Nice. Yep. So yeah, if you wanna, kind of lay, kind of go stronger, you can even come in with more water just to encourage it a bit more. Other than that, yeah, so you have like a more transparent kind of look. Or we can, I am huge on blending the color on the paper. So here, I'm coming with a bit of olive green, and then I'm gonna use another color that's not actually green. I'm actually gonna use yellow ochre to blend it in, which I always enjoy the sort of more earthy tone. And now let's even not to use any green. Let's just use another color. Here I think this is burnt sienna. And then I'm just gonna combine with a bit of magenta. Yeah, gonna give it a bit of like autumn look to it. Yeah. So yeah, you see that's sort of how. And I'm actually gonna come back with just dropping a bit of water to kind of let it kind of have a different effect. So yeah, that's really, I find just such a fun way to practice color blending, kind of stress-free. And now let's practice some strokes for the leaf shape. So yeah, you can definitely just do a long thin one and just kind of drag it like that. And then if you like, and just kind of come back with another stroke, add a bit of interest to it. So yeah, that's sort of like a long thin shape, sort of leaf. Or we can do another shape, which is like a rounder shape. But then we want to kind of give it a gap in the middle, so kind of give it a bit of highlight. That's kind of nice as well. So then let's try again. So here, come back, not filling the whole thing. And then now you can wash off your brush. And the middle one, I just paint with water. And then let it touch a bit. Oh, how beautiful. And then now you can come back, just encourage it a bit more. Yes. So the middle one is a bit more, just kind of naturally blending, give it a different shape. And then, or we can now paint another shape, like a round shape. So like something like this, just to practice. And then maybe we just kind of re-press it down, and then different angles, and maybe like that. And then just slowly getting smaller on the top. And then now we can even come back with just a little bit of water, just blend it out a bit. And then you can come back with maybe just a tiny bit of indigo, and I kind of give it a bit of shadow here. Yeah, it's kind of, you know, it naturally looks a bit more kind of lively. Kind of give it a bit of light here. Yeah, like that. So yeah, this is how you can blend in color as well. Cool. And so the next sort of practice I usually enjoy doing is if you just kind of pen a bit of just water, just come back with water and just a shape of leaf shape. And then now I can pick a bit of color, just let it bleed, and it just kind of feels really therapeutic to me. And now I'll actually come back with another color. Just kind of blend it a bit, and then because we lay down some water, so it flows really well. And I really do enjoy that look. And if you like, you can even come back with a bit more water, just to encourage a bit, yeah? If anywhere you feel not enough water or anything like that. Cool. Now I'm actually come back with just a bit of yellow ochre. Just kind of, you know, give it a bit more even earthy look. And now let's come back with a bit of indigo. Just kind of give it a bit of highlight underneath. So that's usually what I do. Or in fact, if you want to get even darker, or even come back with a bit of Paynes gray, yeah, things like that. And then yeah, if anything you feel it bleeds out a bit too much, you can come back with a bit of sap green. So really, this is how I practice blending color. You know, if you're thinking about, oh, you know, I'm afraid you get muddy, you know, and then the color is not gonna, but then if we're just painting leaves, somehow it takes the pressure off to kind of, you know, make it has to look like certain things. If anything, which is kind of, you know, sort of having a bit therapeutic. And oh, I just realized the phone actually stopped recording earlier. So actually I did 2 more here. I didn't record earlier, so I will just do it again now, so you can have a look at what I did. So yeah, I guess I would just want to demonstrate that other than those practices, you can also do those sort of like a feeder sort of practice. Like when you're doing a full composition, you can kind of add those little bits on the side just to add a bit more interest. But at the same time, it's also really good practice to like to do color blending. So let's do this one together first. So here I'll just kind of put a little stem here, and then I'll actually just, yeah, really just kind of dabbing the color in like that. Just dabbing the color, so it's actually really quite relaxing and therapeutic. So yeah, if you don't have enough water, I'll just come back to it with more water, just kind of you know, giving the general shape. Really, you're just kind of dabbing the water in now. Yeah, just kind of, because then once you lay down the water, then you can then kind of yeah, actually in fact I'm just gonna come back with a bit more green, just adding a bit more color here. Yeah, just kind of dabbing in colors. And then I'm actually gonna come back with a bit of yellow. I find a bit of yellow is always nice. It's kind of giving a bit of sunlight, yeah. So that's quite nice. So yeah, and this is, I just find, you know, you will definitely practice color blending a lot in watercolor. And I find, you know, sometimes just like kind of important to find some fun ways to practice. And now I'm actually gonna come in with a bit of blue, just kind of give it a bit of variation, and then kind of, you know, it looks like there's some ways a bit darker. And if you feel, you know, certain bits fade a bit too much, I'm actually gonna just come back with a bit more green, like that. So yeah, there's really no rule. You can probably just, if you like, you can use any colors you like, really. And then if any color you feel is fading a bit too much, you can always come back with a bit more color. For instance, now I'm actually coming back with a bit of burnt sienna, just to lay a bit more interest to it, things like that. Yeah, so, you know, of course you can go on and on. There's really no rule to it, because we're really just practicing here. I'm just gonna now highlight the stem a bit, like that. So yeah, so this is how you do it. And, you know, I'm just kind of sort of sharing how I practice with you here, but there's really no one rule. And now let's do the other. This is definitely always a fun one for me to do. It's really just about practicing color blending, and you sort of just lay down the shape. And then, yeah, you definitely don't want to do the whole thing. And then you can always come back with a bit of water, just kind of blend it in a bit. And then, yeah, and definitely leave some white space in between, because that way you can come back with different color. Because when you have the water underneath, when you put the pen down and you actually move, and you actually blend it on the page, I actually really quite enjoy that process. So yeah, that's sort of, you know, what happened here. And then, yeah, that's, you know, usually I'll actually just come back with a darker green, just sort of adding a bit of variation to it, like that. And yeah, here maybe, you know, normally I'll be there, oh, that's a bit too much water. But then you can always come back and just kind of blend it in a bit, which is fine. And maybe I'll just darken the middle bit a bit more, like that. And then now, guess what? I'm actually just gonna come back with a bit of violet. Just kind of, you know, make it maybe like a autumn tone to it, like that. And then, yeah, maybe a tiny bit of yellow, just to give it a bit of like a sunlight to it. Yes. And then, yeah, you know what, I'm actually just gonna come in with a bit of red, but not too much, yeah, just a tiny bit to add a bit more interest to it, like kind of visually a different look. Cool. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna come back and darken the center bit a bit more. Like that, just darken it a bit more. So yeah, there you have it. It's really kind of no one way of doing it, but it's kind of just a fun way of, you know, kind of putting everything together, you know, like your colors, your shapes, and then, yeah, not worrying about color theory, just see what comes to mind, a bit like an intuitive painting. So yeah, thank you for practicing with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!